negativity.
Right. And
Um,
before you
and
delve into that, I want us to
uh,
take it. I want us to take it back a little bit because we're gonna leave. We're gonna come back to your podcast because you got
okay,
other amazing things going on. I ain't
yes,
mean to cut you off, but I just wanted you.
no,
I
you're
just
good.
wanted you to give us a brief overview of Command Your Mornings because it's awesome. I've actually started tuning into it. Um,
Yes,
it makes my day go by so much easier, so much more positive. So much so that I was like, I pitched the idea to you that like we need to do it at nighttime because a lot of people
yes,
between the hour between 8:30 and 9:30 are either traveling to work, just getting into work, so they don't really get a chance to see it. And I think what you're doing in the mornings is amazing. So I definitely just wanted you to give an overview on that. Um,
to God be the glory.
that to God be the glory. Amen.
Yes,
Amen. So I want the people to know about the man behind That's Real Now
that's
and
real now.
and Command Your
Yes,
Mornings with Gus. So
okay,
I'm gonna go back. I want to go back until I want to go back to your childhood. I know you had some obstacles very early on in age, um,
yes,
having to experience death with very close family members at a very early age. Um,
correct.
you had a brother. You're a sibling of four, if I'm not mistaken, right? Two brothers and a sister. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
um, yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, two brothers and a sister. Um, which I love dearly. I love dearly.
Right.
Um, it's been it been trials and tribulations, but through it all, I try to stay focused and to know that we came from the same place.
Right.
So I know that, seeing others and how they are with their siblings,
Right.
then, I just try to um stay focused with my heart. I may not call them every day or you know what I'm saying, come by them every day, but they're always in my heart. I love them dearly.
Okay. And unfortunately, you guys suffered a loss with one of your siblings earlier on in life. I believe you were only three when your brother, you were two or three?
No, no, no. I was yeah, I was three.
Three.
I was three, but we had two deaths, like far as my sisters and my brothers.
Oh,
We
wow.
lost our mom and our brother.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I was gonna get to Auntie Joanne, but I want to talk about Antoine first.
Oh.
See,
Oh yes, my brother.
you
Yes,
controlling my
sir.
stuff.
So,
It's all
don't beat
good.
me up.
It's all
Don't beat
good.
me up, please. Nah, you good.
I wanted to touch on Antoine because that was at a really young age, and you probably don't even
Yes,
remember, interacting with him. I just
correct.
wanted to ask you a question, just based on the fact that he was your older brother. Being a young
Yes.
man and having an older brother and losing him at such a young age, do you think that that had anything to do with how you grew up, or not having that role model, that older sibling, there to kind of guide you?
Um, in our reality, I feel like it would have maybe been different,
Hmm.
but then I have to think outside of the box and to know that it could have been worse or
Okay.
it could have been better. So
Okay.
I just thank God the way that it did come out because I am the person who I am today.
Today. Awesome.
So
Awesome. Awesome. I've always,
um
I just wanted to ask you, had that had any effect on, knowing that you had a
but
sibling, and you didn't get it, and you heard so many great things about him because he was awesome. He,
yes.
was an athlete, and you heard so many good things about him, and you just never got a chance to experience that. So I just wanted to
And
know.
the craziest thing about it is because I think that I did know that he played basketball and he was athletic. I
Right.
played football. My grandmother put me in football,
Okay.
and you I know you probably hear this from everybody, but as they say they played football, they like, oh, I was good. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I was this,
Right.
I was that. But like I ain't gonna, sugarcoat nothing and nothing like
Hey,
that.
if you
But
was the man, you
in
was the
my heart,
man.
I feel like I wasn't the man, but I felt like I was good. I was
Okay.
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 You know what I'm saying? But you know, and that's what the reason why I didn't pursue that was because of my grandmother's passing.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
just want to put that out there for the people.
Right. You had a lot of and this is, one of the reasons why I started my podcast because, you know, you endured. I wouldn't necessarily just label it trauma, but it is technically like trauma having back to back to back deaths of people that were close to you. Now, after you lost your brother, you lost your mom, and you were only 7, if I'm not mistaken, right? You were very young. That's a
Correct.
very
Correct.
young age to lose somebody so close to you. So, how did that, if you can remember back to 7, how did that affect you and your siblings after your mom passed?
Well, it affected me. Um, it affected me tremendously. But as I got older, that's when it really hit me more than anything. Being that young in age, you really don't understand what's going on, and you don't really understand, like, okay, I know I've been around, this is my mom and I've been
Right,
around her for the longest, but maybe, when you're young like that, you try to stay from around the mindset of it. So you try to be like, well, my mom just out of town. You know
right,
what I'm saying? For a
right.
while. You know what I'm saying? And whenever she get back in town, then she'll, connect back with me or whatnot. But as you get older, it kind of get worse.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but um that's just the truth about it.
Okay.
Um so yeah.
Yeah, and for those, and I can only imagine, being that young and losing such a significant person because throughout life you have so many things that you're gonna go through, whether it be good or bad, like graduating from high school, prom, those little monumental
Yeah.
things, and getting married, having babies, and then it's just like, man, I wish my parent was here to share in those moments, and you know unfortunately they're in a much better place than we are at this moment in
And
time.
let me tell you, let me let you know, for the ones that don't know, but I also didn't I didn't finish school. I didn't graduate. Um, but I look at it like I fell out of school because of the deaths that was in my family. Because it
Right,
was like, really what I'm graduating for when I don't have those people. Just like you said, it's kind of hard to be like, well, these are monumental things,
right,
and it kind of hurts. So a lot of things I feel like I can't blame nobody but myself because I still should have kept going. You
right,
know what I'm saying? Knowing that they were, in the sky or looking down on me,
right,
to accomplish those things. So that's why I go hard today.
right. So, and that right there is just motivation all within itself. And I know, like, once your mom passed, you went to go live with your grandmother. Your grandmother stepped in
Correct.
for your mom. So, is your grandmother the one who brought God into your life? Is she the one that introduced you to God?
Well, honestly, like God started from my mom when I was in Syracuse, New York.
Okay.
That's where I'm from.
Big
Whoop,
ups to
whoop,
Syracuse.
whoop.
Whoop
Big
whoop.
up to the Q's Orangeman. Yes, yes,
Hughes
yes.
Town.
But yes. So but yeah, like it was just repeat that again.
I didn't say nothing.
Repeat the
I
question.
I was asking if your grandmother, if she was the one that introduced you or brought you to God.
Oh yeah. And I was just saying like about my mom. My mom introduced us to, well, me and my sister, to God. She used to even though that she didn't go to church every Sunday, she always made sure that we was on the school bus. And we used to have she used to call the church and have the bus come and pick us up for
Mm-mm.
church. Even though it wasn't every day, but I don't know.
You
Sometimes I
can't.
feel
You
like
couldn't escape. You could. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but you couldn't escape the little church bus back in the day.
yes, you couldn't escape it because they could be down the street as soon as they like you going to church. We
Yep.
go, come on, hop in, type deal. Yeah.
Or they be like, "Get
So it
up!
was
Here
like
come the bus."
when they pulled up, it was like they'll blow the horn two
Yep.
times, and you better be
Be
at
out.
that
Be
door
out
and
the
running
door.
out there.
Yes.
Yes, it was
That's funny.
amazing though. Those was good times.
Yeah. Um.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, what age did you lose Grandma Florine?
I was um how old was I? I was about she passed away in 2000. So it's 2024. So about I was I was about I was about
I was 22, so I'm 10 years older than you, so you was
I
about
had
12.
about 14, 15.
Was you that old, or was you
Cause
about
I was
12?
it was huh?
Was you wasn't about 12, 13? You was older than that in
No, I
2000?
was older than that because I was in I was just going to ninth grade.
Okay, okay. So yeah, 14, 15.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
was just going to ninth grade.
So that is, and a lot of people don't realize that is a very delicate stage of life for all of us when we lose like you done lost your mom, your grandmother stepped in, and now she's gone, and here you are at 14 getting ready to go to the ninth grade. So now you transitioning to go to wherever you went to next. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of
Correct.
transitioning
Correct.
for a young person, and you don't get a chance to really deal with your grief. You don't really get a chance to deal with the traumas that come along with that grief because we too busy in survival mode. So when you
That's
say that,
right.
like, after everything happened, you just didn't have that drive or anything to want to go to school anymore. Like, tell me what that experience was like for you, because I know what that's like, and it's hard because you have dreams and aspirations, and then when you lose the people that has been there for you all this time, and they're not there to coach you on, they're not there to cheer you on,
Right.
and because I know Grandma Florine didn't play, so I know if
That's
she would
right.
have still been here, you would have graduated from school. So I'm just
You
saying.
better know it. It did a lot more things than that. Um, but it was very, 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 very hard for me. Because really like even losing my mom, I didn't really know my grandmother like that. You know what I'm saying? I've
Mm,
heard stuff about her and how she was and stuff like that. But until I was forced
okay.
to be there in that situation because of my parents passing away, my grandmother took the initiative to say, listen, ain't nobody else getting them but me.
Okay.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So then it was like it was definitely a transition because with my mom, she spoiled us.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But then coming into a household with my grandmother, like, you better
She
watch your mouth. You better
she
clean up.
did not
You better,
play.
you know what I'm saying? Listen,
I
you
was
better
scared.
eat
I
up.
was scared of
You better,
Grandma Florine. I ain't even gonna front. I was scared.
man, I'm telling you. But you know what? Like through it all,
She was a
I
sweetheart.
thank her to this day. I thank her to
She
this
meant
day
well.
because yes, yes, and if she was right here in my face right now, I would just kiss her and love on her and just tell her like how great she was because you never to the people out there, you never know how great people are until they gone. So please,
Yes.
please, please stop taking advantage of that and stop degrading it and just be who you are and love, man.
Yes.
Love is there. You
That's
just
all
gotta
we
put
really
it out
got.
there
That's all we really got in these
for
days and
real.
times right now. Like, Like for real, like the way the world
For
is
real.
going right now, we're gonna get into it. But
Yes.
that's all we really are right now. It's love.
True.
It's love. So I wanted to also you never really got into, after Grandma Florine, like what, the transition into that, and what made you just act, school, just saying, you know what, I'll do this later. Like I don't want to do it. I want to talk about that. I want
Oh,
to talk
far as
about those
school.
times. Yeah, I want to know how it made you feel,
Okay.
how you came up out of it. Was there anybody around that took you under their wing and just said, "I'm not gonna let you fall to the wayside," or was it your relationship with God? Did you have a relationship with God? Mad questions, right?
Well, no, you good. I'm gonna get to all of them. But no. So um, when my grandmother passed away, okay, when after she passed away, I felt like when I was staying with her when she was alive, we was going to deacon board meetings, usher board meetings, choir rehearsal, like
Sunday
um
school,
after church
the bake
service,
sales.
night service, youth meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like the no for real. Like you laughing, but
I
real.
can only imagine. That's why it's
And
funny.
then and then on top of that, like she had me in football.
Okay.
And so whenever I wasn't at church or I got out of school, that's all that I know was God, school, and football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And far as staying the night over not just friends' house or stuff like that, it was a no go. It was a no go.
Wow.
No,
Really?
no, because and I respected her for that because the things that she installed in me and my sister,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it wouldn't have never happened if she would have allowed us to go to other people's house because then we would have been um we
Influence,
would
you
have went
think?
and got we would have went against the grain. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So everything that she instilled in us to this day, I could go back and say, thank you for this. You know, you could just take yourself out of the equation and look at somebody else's family or situation and be like, why are you letting these people go here? Why are you letting these people go here? Especially if you are aware of how people are. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And she didn't let us do a lot of stuff because we didn't know we thought the grass was greener on the other side. We didn't know that the grass had holes in it.
Burnt.
We didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of other stuff going on over there. You know what I'm saying? So
But when we
yes,
young, we never do. We just want to. We go off of
just go.
impulse. Yeah.
Correct, correct. So, I thank God for her for that. But when she passed away, it was like at that time I felt like how many more people do I have to lose? Like, God, like, where are you? Like, when we go to church and stuff like that, and you listening, but then you really not listening. You paying
Right.
attention, but then you really not paying attention. And I was like, God, well, why do you take these people from me that mean so much to me? Like, what is it? Like, do you just not like me? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So from that point on, I went into let's call it how it is. I went into a depression state. You know what I'm saying? And the worst thing I could have ever done was draw myself away from God.
Okay.
And that's what I felt like I was doing. That's why I didn't keep going to school. That's why I didn't keep going to church.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was just rebellious. I was out stealing cars.
Was
You
you
know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I was out stealing cars. I was robbing people, but I don't know if I'm incriminating myself.
incriminating
but
yourself? You ain't in
but yes,
Syracuse no more, so they can't get you.
selling drugs. That's real.
No,
Not selling
God.
drugs. Like, yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, Yes, like
Never knew that.
this listen, this person in this soul is not the same soul
Right.
that went through all that stuff.
But see,
And I
that's
just think,
God for
go ahead.
that. No, but
Yes,
see, and that's what this is. This is what my podcast. This is why I created it, because like some of us really don't look like what we've been through, and for this generation that's coming up behind us, like it's so much that they just don't get or don't see, and like if they went through half of the stuff that we had to
yes,
endure. I don't think they strong enough to, and I'm not calling out anybody's kids or anything like that. It's just a generation and how they
right,
they act themselves. I just don't think they would be strong enough to withstand some of the stuff that we had to deal with emotionally and mentally, because that's a lot. That's a lot on one kid. You know what I'm saying? And then not to mention that
yes,
you going through all that in your mind, and then it's just like now you got to go live with other people and deal with how they treat you and what their rules are in their house. That's added
right.
stress and trauma, and people don't seem to
Exactly,
care. They don't care about what you got going on, you know?
exactly, exactly.
Some
And
people
that's another thing, like later on, down the road,
we gonna talk about
like I mean, we can. It's up to you. I'm an open book.
hey, this hey,
But
we being optimistic with Gus. This your story. I'm
I
I'm just
mean,
here to
cause
pull it out of you.
this is how I look at it. My story is my story. If people don't like my story or my opinion on my story, you have to take it up with God. But this is what I lived through.
Exactly. It's your
This is
truth.
me. This is my truth.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to live with people where, you know, me personally, in my heart, I felt like I was mistreated. Now, by saying mistreated could ring different ways to
Different
different
people.
people. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And it's to each his own. But I feel like I didn't get the best treatment.
Right.
And
And
go ahead.
no, I'm sorry to cut you off, because a lot of people don't understand that, and I'm only saying that is because from 14 on up to I was out on my own. I bounced from house to house to house to house, and when I people say, family is this, family is that, and my truth is my truth as well. My opinion about my story is my opinion about my story. I feel the same way
That's
you do,
correct.
and I just really feel like people never look, people didn't treat us based off of what happened or what was going on with us. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
instead of people looking at you like you was just oh God, we got to take care of extra kids or do whatever, or this
Right.
boy bad or this girl bad. Ask me why I'm bad. Look at what I've been through,
Right.
and mentally and emotionally, and work with me. Don't label me.
I want to tell you one thing. And it's a memory that'll never, 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 never leave my heart. My Uncle Will, man, he was the one that, when everybody else treated me a certain kind of way, he was the one that sat me down as a man
Yeah.
and was like listen, regardless of what
Aw.
anybody say, you are my nephew, and your mama told me face to face to make sure that you and your sister was okay.
Right.
And he stood on that. He
Yeah.
stood on that. You know what I'm saying? He always did. Even if I called him, he was always there to answer the phone.
Right.
I came by.
Mm.
Gus, what you doing? Just come on, let come and talk to me.
Yeah.
What you doing? You ain't gotta talk in front of everybody, because he
How it
know
was.
the type of person that I was. I was always gonna try to be strong
Right. No
for
matter
my
what.
kid.
Right.
But
I'm
he like, what's
sorry.
what's been going on? He'll pull it at you.
Yeah, he
He'll
he
pull it
will.
at you. Guess what? You might have to have a natural light
Yeah,
with him.
you're right.
and to kill the words and
or
to say the
sip
words
or a
and
shot of
a lot of
Manny
other stuff.
Chevis. You know what I'm saying? A little
Yes,
shot of Manny, you know.
man. They said a little Seagram shot. It didn't even matter. It ain't matter. But the whole point of the matter was that to get you to sit down and open up your heart, man. It's not too many people in the world, man, and it's billions, trillions of people in the world that you may see five people, man, in your life
Right.
that ever talk to you or sit you down and talk to you
I call them
and tell you the
co-pilots.
real, huh?
I call them co-pilots because you flying your
Yes,
plane, but in a long life, you get a co-pilot here and there that'll kind of help guide,
yes,
help you navigate through some things. So I
for
I
sure.
told I totally get where you coming from with that because when I I can't wait till I tell my story, and I want to give a shout out to Cindy Branch. She's probably not listening, but man, I wish I would have been able to stay with her and just see what I would have been able to become. But she was the only one uh, during my time that I think seen some things, and she wanted to make sure I was good. She made sure I was good. But
Yes,
my family they wasn't trying to hear that, so they kind of ripped that apart. But that's neither here nor there. She was just she was my first co-pilot, and
well,
I appreciate
I
her for
want
everything
I
she
want to
did.
big her up. Thank you so much, because without that, you know what I'm saying, like without that, you know what I'm saying, like you wouldn't that's a point of your life.
Right, it
You know what I'm
was.
saying? If you wouldn't have never had that, how do we know that a a dark spot could have been filled with that?
It
But you know what I'm
it
saying?
she
God
it
made it
was.
able.
It was.
Yes,
And I think she saw from the outside looking in, she wasn't one of the ones that, was being judgmental or labeling me like, "Oh, she bad, she got an attitude problem or she fast." She didn't look she knew she seen what I was going through and she
yes,
genuinely wanted to take me in and make something positive out of the situation. And she unfortunately she was stripped of that and wasn't able to do that, and that took a big effect on me because it snatched me out of school with all my friends. It was a lot. But yeah, we'll talk about that when you do my interview.
okay, for sure. Speak it into existence, baby.
Right.
Yes,
That's real now.
that's real now.
um
That part.
I wanted to also ask you, so once you went, because we probably gonna have to do a part two because you really ain't really kind of went into detail with a lot of stuff. But I wanted to
Uh,
know, you said you went through a deep depression at one stage of time after everybody was gone. You didn't want to go to school. You know,
right.
um, when was your turnaround? When did you say, you know what, enough is enough? You know, I I got to turn this around. I got to become a better person. I got to become a better man. And when did you start to turn things around?
Well, my turnaround stage was, and it's crazy, was um I had stole a car, and when I stole the car, I had got chased by the police,
Cause you went to
and
jail.
one of my
Okay.
listen to the story.
Okay.
So one of my friends, I allowed him to drive, and to speed up the process, um we was getting chased. I hit a tree. Well, we hit a tree head on. Boom. It was like a tree like this, the size of this bottle. The car was like this. It came, flew off the curb, hit the tree head on. Boom.
What?
No seatbelt on, gun in the car on my side. Um, and my life flashed before me for like at least like 10 seconds.
Mm.
Um, my mom came in the flash. My grandmother came in the flash. A couple other people came in the flash as well. Um, but when I came back, I got out the car and I kind of like slammed the door. When I slammed the door, because I was fumbling trying to get out. When I slammed the door, I fell. Like I put my feet down and I fell.
Mm.
So in my head, I'm like, why am I not running? Why my adrenaline is rushing,
Right.
but why am I not running? So I got up again and tried to run, and I fell again. So when I fell flat, like on my belly.
Mm.
So when I looked back to the side to look at, what was wrong with my legs or whatever, I crushed my femur bone. So my leg was in the L shape.
Mm.
And that's when the pain has started coming in or whatever. Anyway, make a long story short, I went to the hospital. Um, Everything was fine. Heard nothing about it.
He said, I
Didn't
heard
tell
nothing about
nobody
it.
about it. No nothing. I was on crutches. I had to learn how to walk again. Um, and from that instant on, I gave my life to God with just within myself. I didn't have to go to church. I didn't have to, tell anybody in front of their face that, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But I had my own, to me, I had my own encounter with God because I was supposed to have been dead. I was supposed to fly through the windshield with no seatbelt on, and they told me how hard the car hit the tree.
Mm.
So to be honest, to answer your question, that was my turnaround. That was my turnaround. Focus in my life, and
Okay.
how I got to God, and I had to remember that because of my leg. You know what I'm saying? It's a metal rod in my leg right now.
Mm. And it could have been so much worse.
Yes, I could have been dead. I could have been dead. So like, glory be to God. Like when
Yeah.
people speak about the things that they could have died and things like that, I could relate. I could relate. I know how it is, and I know how it feels. So I know if it was up to men, I would have been dead.
Right.
But only God's grace and mercy, man,
What
had
they
had
say.
me alive.
He had a
Yes,
purpose. He had a purpose for you. How was your
yes.
friend? How did your friend make out in the accident?
And the crazy thing about that is no scratches, no nothing. He hopped out the car.
Wow.
He was in the driver's seat. He hopped out the car. The only thing that brought me back was when the door slammed.
Mm.
When he hopped out the car, he grabbed the door and slammed the door. And that's when I came out. I looked to the side. I didn't see nobody in the car, only but me.
So he just did and just left you for dead,
Dip,
basically.
just dip.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Man.
that's
That's a
another thing.
testimony.
I know how it feels to have fake friends as well. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a 2-in-1.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I just thank God everything like that was supposed to happen because if it didn't happen that way, ain't no telling I could have.
Continue to still
I
be
could,
out there running that, doing that, living
correct,
that type of life. I feel you on that.
correct, correct.
Wow. So you that and so how long ago was that? That was in your teens?
Now I can't tell you that. You go ahead. Nah, I'm just
No.
playing. I'm just playing. No, no.
I will call 12 though. No, I ain't playing. Now you know where we from. Snitches get stitches. I ain't no
That
snitch.
and wind up in
We
ditches, but we ain't gonna tell nobody else.
ain't gonna
But
tell
yeah,
nobody else. No, just you was in your
but
teens or pre
yeah, I
20.
was in my
Okay.
teens.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
in my teens.
Okay.
But I wouldn't have never done that stupid like that if I was after 18 or going
Okay.
on 18,
18.
because that's jail time.
Time.
So I'm good. I'm too small for that.
Right. That's
I'm
why I
good.
was like, I know you ain't been in no jail. I know you wasn't out there like that because I would have heard about it. So
And
that's
another thing is I'm not a felon.
thank God.
Never had a record.
Yes. Yes.
None of that. Like
Yes.
when God show up, he show out. By
All the
me,
time.
for sure.
He don't play about his children.
for, for sure.
Man, let me say, I'll be the one to testify. I thank God I haven't had any near death experiences. To God be the glory.
Yes, you did. You was in the military.
Uh,
Girl, every day something could have happened to you. God is
well,
good.
I'm saying as far as it's like anything like me having an accident or whatever. But
Oh,
my military experience, now that
yeah.
all within itself was a tragic.
You hear me? I wouldn't have never done it.
Yeah. When I tell my
But
story, you gonna learn why I did it. Yeah. It's yeah.
you
I'm
don't
sorry.
want to elaborate just a little bit? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean, you know, as you were stating back, you know, when we was younger, I went through some things, and like I said, I was traveling from
Right.
house to house. By this point, I was here in Georgia, and I was living with people that just did me dirty, you know. And I
Right.
was at the point where I was like, okay, God, like I got potential. I'm motivated. I've been working since I was 16. There's something I can't just be at rock bottom like this. And
Right.
yeah, I swear, I wanted to go to school so bad because, like you, uh, I I went to 3 high schools in 3 different states.
Mm.
By the time I got to the third high school, they was like, "Look at here, Mama. We go by this. You gonna have to do this, this, that, and the other." And my grandmother was like, "Oh, she'll just get her GED." And you know, back in them
Okay.
days, yeah, back in them days when you got a GED, people thought you was dumb. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
um,
That's
took me out of
crazy.
school. Now I wasn't living with them. Took me out of school. Didn't think I was gonna get my GED, but me
Uh-huh.
being who I am, feeling like I had something to prove, went right and got it. No
That's
question.
real now.
Paid for it and everything. So, um,
That's what's up.
my financial aid had fell through once I was going to school. Financial aid fell through. Neither one of my parents was around at the time. Wasn't talking to neither one of them. Um, and a commercial came on at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Cause I ain't gonna lie, you know how you just be laying there and you can't sleep, and it was like National Guard. You can get 50,000 if you go to
Yeah.
college. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I was like, I'm getting up out of here. The next
That
morning,
part.
called the recruiter. Cause in 2 weeks, I was out of here.
What you say?
See ya. Wouldn't want to be. And I don't know what. I was tired. Cause
Yeah.
and I had to have been because nobody could have ever talked me into going into the military prior to that.
Right.
I
But
would have been
everything
like,
happens for a
everything
reason, though.
happens for a reason. Everything
Because
happens
it
for a
could have
reason.
been worse. It could have been
It
worse.
saved me. Trust me.
Yes.
It saved
Uh,
me, and it molded me into the person that I am to this day. It's sad that my military career was cut short up under
mhm.
me. But I will elaborate on that more when I tell my testimony and my story.
For
Um,
sure.
but it's crazy how the government will do you after
Okay. Okay.
after you give your life to them. They mess you over. They'll mess you over. Okay, we got off track a little bit.
For
Um,
sure.
so with you
Hmm.
being a man of God, I wanted to just ask you,
Yes.
how do you feel about politics? What's your take on it?
Policy?
Politics? Do politics have
Oh,
a politics? Do we got any business being in a mix?
politics.
Hmm.
Nah. I'm sorry. I don't know about really politics or nothing like that. I try not to focus on stuff like that. I'm more into helping the situation, praying about it, and however it goes, it
However it
goes.
goes. However it
Yeah.
goes, it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's-
Uh,
so you don't think politics has any place when we dealing with God? You don't think it have a place in the church or just place in worship or nothing like that?
not that I believe. Not I mean
That's a
it's some
sticky. Is that a
churches.
stick? Is that a sticky question?
Yeah, it is kind of, but
Why?
it, because I feel like when you say about politics, it's different ways that you could look at it. From an aspect far as churches. You know what I'm saying, and the government, how the government and churches handle business, um, and different stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't want to really like.
Get into that.
I don't go
Okay.
into that.
I just thought I would. You know what I'm saying? I just thought I would ask,
Yeah,
being the fact.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Just the mission that you on. I just be wanting inquiring minds wanted to know. I just
For
wanted
sure. For sure.
to know. Dang, Gus, you threw me off with that one.
Oh, sorry about
So
that.
right, I thought you was gonna be like, yeah, I'm voting for Trump.
Oh no,
I'm just
no.
playing.
I
I'm just
I pray
playing.
for him. I pray for him, Biden. I pray for him, man. That's all.
Child. See, and that's why I kind of brung it up. I'm
Uh,
not the most religious person, and that's why I'm so glad I connected with you and our sis. Y'all kind of
uh,
helped me to be able to like stop being so impulsive and think about things and get in tune with my spiritual side. And I appreciate y'all for that
for
because
sure.
you know.
For sure.
But I'm nosy, so I have to know about everything that's going on. Me and my sister,
Yeah.
we call ourselves conspiracy theorists. Call it whatever you want. I just be needing to know because you know,
Yeah.
inquiring minds want to know. Um,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I feel like we all, whether we walk with God or not, I think we all should have some type of influence when it comes to what we decide for us. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to who's running the country, rather if it's the president, the people in Congress, the people in Senate, the state, local officials, it's us that decide who's put in those positions. And for us, a lot of us don't go to vote. So I just wanted to see
Right.
what your take was on the political side. Moving forward,
Right. Right.
um,
Right. Right.
as a man, can you
Yes.
tell me why is it so hard for you all to be vulnerable or to um be able to be I'm not gonna say soft, but be able to be a little bit more be able to talk about the traumas and the things that you all face. Do you think a lot of men shun away from telling their truths because of like being raised to be tough? Like I know most guys is raised to be like you supposed to be manly at all times. You don't cry, you don't show any type of emotions when something is going on. I
Well,
asked my husband about it because I want to see your take on it.
my philosophy on it, I can't speak for every man because um I'm I'm totally different
Right.
from what a lot of people feel like, I should be, or the way I should move, or the way I should go. But far as me, um I go to God. I let God be the head of my life, and um if I need to be vulnerable, then I let it out, because at the end of the day, the stuff that you keep in, it only destroy you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everything that you've been through in life, whether you was a cheater, whether you was a manipulator, whether you was a abuser or whatever, it's a testimony.
Right.
But if you don't let that stuff be known, then you're pretty much holding yourself captive.
Right. So
You know what I'm saying?
do you think when you don't let that stuff be known and you holding yourself captive, do you think that plays out in your relationships, like your romantic relationships, your friendships, and how you move in those type of atmosphere, those type of situations?
Yes. 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 Whatever you're holding inside of you, it has to come out. And it may not come out the way that you perceive things or want things to come out, but it's gonna come out eventually. And
Right.
if you just take the time out to look outside of the box and think as if, okay, I was abused, not me per se, but I'm just, speaking as an example. um I was abused. So you may not go into a relationship physically abusing somebody, but you could mentally abuse somebody with your thoughts, or the way that you treat a person, or the way that you act towards a person. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So
Right.
if men could acknowledge things, and it's not. See, when you when you get on your spiritual journey, it's a journey to where you're letting yourself go, and you're becoming another being.
Right.
So your pride and all that is no pride at all. You know what I'm saying? Because if everything that I've been through, God gave me a second chance, why would I have to bow down to the old things that I had to bow down to? You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
it's about leaving your old life or letting everything go and starting and beginning a new life. So if that means that we have to talk about um just per se, if I was a cheater and you
Right.
say, well, Gus, have you ever cheated on somebody? I'm gonna say, yes, I've
Gus,
cheated
have
on
you ever
somebody.
cheated on somebody? No, I'm just playing.
Yes, I have. And I don't fault the person, I fault myself.
Now, what do you
Because
think
me,
made you do that? What inside of you was like, were you not happy? You said it wasn't that person's fault. So what was it inside of you that made you do that to that person?
I lack knowledge, and knowledge is the key. When you know better, you
You
do
do
better.
better.
So
Amen.
regardless if it was a reason of her um putting it in your head to cheat, what did you do to make the situation better by not cheating, or having a conversation or talking to that person and letting them know, listen, I don't think this is gonna work out, or maybe we should go our own separate ways. You know what I'm saying? And these days that these days that we live in there, we can't really say, oh, ain't nobody hold a gun to your head and make you stay, because these days it's people like that out
Right.
there.
Right. It really is.
So
It really is.
we can't really say that, but you have your own will.
Right.
You have your own will. And once somebody, you feel like somebody is taking over your mind or taking over your being or taking over the person who you are genuinely, you don't need to be in that relationship or
Relationship.
that friendship or that family ship, or the list goes on. You know
You
what I'm
right.
saying? You have to, what the things that you have to do is you have to do for yourself. It's not on the level of being selfish or nothing like that, but you have to realize that you're going to come in front of God. Nobody else. Nobody else is
Right.
going to be there. Ain't nobody going to say, oh, well, Gus hit me across the head. That's why I shot him in the foot. God going to be like, well, after you hit him across the head, then what did you do? Did you, when you knew that you was wrong for that, did you go to your brother and say you apologize
Right.
and really meant it from your heart? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And that's what God look at. So if I know that, then I'm willing to say on here right now, if I have ever hurt anybody in my life, I apologize. Because at the same time, by me apologizing and meaning it sincerely, then whatever the devil tried to keep me captive of is gonna be released, because
Right.
I already put it into the atmosphere.
Amen.
So
Amen.
yeah, y'all come on now.
Come with it now, and
Come on now.
it takes
Tell somebody.
it takes a big person to be able to take accountability for their faults, to be
Yes.
able to apologize. You know what I'm saying? So I big up you for
Yes.
that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It takes a strong person.
To God be the glory.
You know. So, um,
For sure.
so I want to go back to you starting your podcast. Um,
Yes.
that's real now.
That red now.
What could we look forward to seeing from That's Real Now? And when what we got going on with that?
Well, what you guys could look forward coming soon. I'm just going I'm just gonna be me.
Right.
I'm just gonna let it flow. I'm gonna have a lot of people on my podcast. You might have gangster people. You might have
That's real
some
now.
addicts on there. You might have some shoot 'em down, bang bang people on there. Some praying people.
Right.
some God fearing people, man. Listen, this I'm so overwhelmed with it to where I don't even know where to begin.
And that's the thing, and it's just kind of like, whew, sometimes you just need to breathe because you just be so overwhelmed with everything that's going on
Woosah,
around you, and it's just like,
woosah.
whew, how can we be in survival mode so much. We don't be
Yes,
even realizing sometimes the trauma that we going through. Sometimes we
yes,
trauma bond with certain situations, certain people, and we just adding,
yes,
and we not working through it. Um,
yes,
and that's one of the reasons I created this platform. If I would have had a platform like this back when I was like, spending days in the hospital and just frustrated and um, not being able to just talk to somebody or just breathe for a
yes,
second and somebody just pray with me, like we need
yes,
that.
yes,
I want to put it out there that we need the younger generation. I want young women and young men that's ever had to deal with any type of trauma, if they're dealing with trauma now, like this is the platform. You
yes,
got any questions? I'm a child abuse survivor. I'm a rape survivor.
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Glory be to
I've
God.
been through some
Yeah,
things. You know what I'm saying? At 47, I'm just grateful to still be here. You know what I'm saying? I'm a
I wonder.
caregiver to a. I have a
I,
son that's got a chronic illness, so dealing with
yes,
traumas. Just I didn't even know I had trauma. Some of us don't even know we got trauma until you put into a
yeah,
situation and you be like, wait, hold on, why I act like that? Then you gotta take it back and
that's
be
right.
like, wow. So it's a lot of things that
Yeah,
I'm just now finding out about myself. And I'm like, if I'm finding this out this late in life, I gotta be able to be there for the babies that's coming up because they don't take things in like how we took things in.
that's right. That's right.
So
That's right.
if we can come together and both of us help these younger people realize, you know, talk to somebody, let it
Yes,
out. Don't hold it in. I know society
for
teaches
sure.
us that we got to be strong. You got to, your story is your story, or what they used to say, that's your cross to bear when something happened.
Yeah,
I used to hate that. No,
yeah.
it's all
Me
of our
too.
cross to bear.
Exactly.
I'm just a
Exactly.
kid. So,
That's it.
um,
That's it.
yeah, I just want it to be to where, they have a platform where they could be like, Auntie, this was going on in my life. And we talk about it. We
And
deal with it.
and you know what? I want to just take a little time out to let you know how much I appreciate you. And to be
Thank you,
honest,
baby.
like I felt like we have been closer than we have ever been
Right.
since we've known each other
Each
all
other.
our life. Well, me personally, since you've known me, you know what I'm saying? Like and I just thank God because it could have been 20 years from now,
Yeah.
but everything happened when God wanted that to happen. It's his perfect timing.
Yep.
You know
You're
what I'm
right.
saying? And just because the things that have been through, please don't allow circumstances to not for you to overcome your future.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You made it here for a reason and for a purpose. And God got you. Like, if God is with you, who could be against you?
Against you. You are so
Yeah,
right.
you may be standing by yourself with you and him, but at the end of the day,
That's all you
listen,
need.
he got you. And when he got you, he got you.
You're right.
And I just wanna tell you, thank you for what you're doing. And for you being you to have an open heart and to be mindful of the things that God has in store for you.
I'm
And I,
I'm
I thank him for blessing you for sure.
facts, big facts. One thing he has done is he's shown me that he is real. So I don't care what nobody say. I know for myself what he's done for
That
me
part.
and my family, and just him working through my baby and him bringing him home lets me know that he
Yes.
real all the time. So can't nobody ever take
Yes.
that away from me. And I appreciate that. Um I appreciate you for just, I don't think understand that just us connecting these last couple of weeks, the push and the motivation
Yeah.
you have given me, I have a tendency to be a procrastinator. I have a tendency to be fearful of things. And I've been talking about this podcast, been talking about it. And
Yes.
it still ain't where I want it to be. And I'm one of them people that like
They get
if it ain't right, I don't want to do it. If I'm feeling funny about it, I don't want to do it. But you told me like, you
just do it.
gotta just
Just
do
do
it.
it. You
So
gotta
that's what
just
we
like
doing.
Nike.
Gotta just
Just
do
like
it.
Nike. We gotta just do it. We
Gotta
gotta
just do
do
it.
it.
So it's a couple more
Yes.
things I want to talk about before we wrap this up. Um,
Okay.
I would like to know, um, what are you hoping to gain from your podcast?
I'm hoping to gain souls. People soul like to go to God. To go to God. Like just your heart, man, your heart and soul has to go to God. Like that's what would make me happy is that seeing people lives has changed tremendously. You know what I'm saying? From the
Right,
things, the hurt, the pain, the anger. You know
right.
what I'm saying? To see them come on here and just be like, listen, man, listen.
Yes.
Your podcast has just changed my life.
Right.
And the only thing that I want to say is because of God. Because of God. You know what I'm saying? He just using me to let his light shine so you can be able to see the glory of him.
Amen.
That's it.
Amen. That's
That's
dope.
it. That
That's
is
dope.
it. And I see it. I
Yeah.
see it in my
I
vision. Like
I
it is
see it.
it's so amazing and it's so powerful
Yes.
to just sit back into, oh man, like
Watch
I'm
stuff
about to
start
cry. I'm about
just
to cry.
coming in the fold, which brings me to my
Yes.
point. Since you started your podcast, you've met some amazing people, and you told me about a group of people from Africa that Kenya, Africa
Oh
that you met the
yes.
other day, and I want
Yes.
us to talk about it and touch on it because I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I really just feel like God, He's moving, He's shaking some stuff up in the atmosphere, and like it got me
Yes.
motivated. And this your platform, and I'm like, where my ticket at? I'm ready to go be a missionary. I'm ready.
Yes. Lord, glory be to God first and foremost. And um you guys, as y'all probably don't know, but I stream live off of TikTok and also Facebook. Command Your Morning with Gus, 8:30 p.m. Monday through Friday.
8:30
Um,
a.m.
8:30. Sorry, 8:30 a.m. You guys. Monday through Friday. But anyway, just being faithful to God and receiving the way that he want me to go. It's actually been three people that has reached out to me. Um a lady named Miss Singleton, she's in Arizona. She's been on my TikTok
Yes, I see
every
her
day
every
since I've
morning.
started.
Yeah, shout out
Since I've
to
started.
Miss Singleton.
Yes, yes, yes. And who, I couldn't catch that name.
You said Miss Singleton.
Yeah, Miss Singleton. Okay, and
What
yeah,
you
she's
mean?
been
What I
on there
asked you
since.
about?
No, 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 no.
Oh,
What
okay.
the name that you had said? I didn't. You had. It was kind of
Lagging.
choppy,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah. But it's okay. Anyway, so anyway, she been on there since I started, and then through Facebook, two pastors, different times, got in touch with me and reached out and said, Gus, um, I love you. I love what you're doing for us. Command Your Morning. I
Yes.
go on there every morning. I listen to you. I hear your prayers. Um, and I see the things that you are doing. I see God manifesting himself through you. And
Yes.
both of them different times said the same exact thing. Um, so what I told them was I would love for you guys to send pictures and just send me the things, you know what I'm saying, that let me know the things that's going on there.
Okay.
So I asked them that, and they was telling me, both of them told me, some things or whatnot. Um, so I've prayed about it, and I've asked God, if this is the way that you need me to go, or you need me to move on this, then give me confirmation and let me know.
Okay.
And before you know it, like, not just you are the only one that's like, Gus, get our bus ticket ready, get our shoes ready, and we got to walk. You know what I'm saying? Put
Let's
us on some
go.
slides and let's
Right.
let's go. So that's confirmation to me, because you don't have to have a ministry in order to do God's work. God is send
Amen.
you people to where, just like for instance, I talked to you about it. You was like, let's go. I got people that can do this. I got people that can do that. That's the whole point of ministry, is coming together, putting things together, and make sure the plan of God works.
Right. Right.
Without the puzzle, without the pieces to the puzzle, there's no puzzle.
Amen.
So you have to put those pieces together in order to build a picture for the puzzle.
Okay. So, we're not going to elaborate, but I do want everybody that is going to be watching, we will be shortly calling on you guys. For all my folks that do donations, we're going to need it all because we on a mission. I'm manifesting it. We're going to Africa and we're going to do some amazing things.
Yes,
I'm speaking it into existence, and we're going to go over there and
yes,
we're gonna help some folks. So we will be
yes,
shortly, we will be coming back to speak on that. So I want you guys to keep that in the back of your mind. If you guys got anything that you usually give to Goodwill, any shoes, old shoes, please keep them. Because we will
yes,
be counting on y'all and be looking forward to people helping us help someone else. Um
yes, yes.
and last but not least, before we wrap it up, um,
Yes.
tell the people what you want the world to
Um,
know about Gus.
well, I want y'all to know um, that I'm lovable, I'm kind, I'm God fearing. Um, I love people. I love people. People is my inspiration because somebody else's trouble and situation could be a blessing for somebody else.
Yep.
Um, Also, uh, I'm an entrepreneur. I love working. I love working any way that I can help. You need your yard cut,
What
call
else?
your boy.
What else you got
Uh,
going on?
huh?
What else do you have going
Huh?
on?
I got
You missing? You
I'm a
missing
jack
one
of
of
all
you?
trades.
I know you missing one of your main businesses. Your car wash. Tell everybody.
Oh yeah. Y'all don't forget. You can go to Facebook. Go to Stokes Detailing and Car Wash. You can also set an appointment online. It'll come straight to my DM. Um, I would say it no matter where you at. That's how much I'm on the way. But um, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida right now. So if you're in any other surrounding areas, continually to let me know. I have people everywhere that we can make it happen. It
Okay.
might not be me doing it, but I'm gonna lead you in the right direction
Direction.
to get it done for you the right way.
All right. Okay.
Yes,
My last and final question. Tell the world
yes, yes.
something that we don't know about Gus.
Ooh.
Mm.
What y'all don't know about me?
It's got to be something. It's got to be something too juicy that we don't know about Gus.
It gotta be something
It's
juicy.
got to be something good.
Um,
That's real now.
yeah, you kind of stumped me right there. Let me see.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I do a lot of lives and I talk about a lot of stuff. Like so,
I
I don't
said,
know.
tell us something we don't know. We know you do a lot of lives. We know that already.
Yeah, but I know.
No, I ain't letting you off the
What
hook.
is what like about my life
Just tell
or
us something about Gus that we don't know. Anything. It could be my favorite color red. Just tell us something we don't
oh
know. Something we
um
don't know already.
okay um
You thinking hard.
I am um wow, you kind of stumped me, man.
Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do. Stomp them.
Okay, y'all. I'm infatuated with cheesecake. I love cheesecake.
Any kind.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna let
I
you.
love
I'm gonna
strawberry.
I'm gonna
I
let you
love strawberry
slide.
cheesecake. I love strawberry and New York style.
Mm,
Whoop whoop. Gotta love the New York style.
I'm trying to see if I skipped over one of my questions because mm-mm, that ain't
You ain't trying to
juicy.
go for that one?
No.
Why?
Huh?
I don't know what I don't know.
Boo.
I know you stumped me on that one. Well, I've been married. Well,
Yep.
I've been married twice.
I was hearing her say being married twice.
Yes.
Uh, did that
What?
have any? My question is being married twice. Um,
Uh,
did that have anything to do with your upbringing, or you just was that just was you?
no, that was just me being disobedient.
Okay.
That's all.
Now,
Yeah, nah.
are you
Go
open to
ahead.
get married again?
Yes, I would never give up on love. I would never give up on love at all.
So
But
to your future wife, you just waiting for God to bring her to you or lead you to her.
yes, yes, I'm waiting for God to lead me to her. And for those of you who, well, that's one of the things who don't know. Well, the people don't know is that uh I more than less uh try to have God lead me more than my own um flesh. So
That's good.
yeah,
Cause boy, going by flesh, boy, it'll get you in some trouble.
it'll kill you. I'm telling you,
Mm.
literally,
Yeah,
it'll kill you.
it can. It can.
No, for real. That's why you have to. That's why you have to every day grow yourself.
Yeah,
Grow yourself every day. Grow.
every day.
Become a different person every day.
Yeah, especially
Better.
in these. I believe that we in our last days in time, and I really feel like it's time for us to spiritually get our mind right. Because if not, we think we lost now, we gonna really be lost if we don't get it together.
Correct. Correct.
I don't want to be lost. I want to.
No, you not.
I want to get it
We.
right.
But the thing about it is we're not lost. We just don't take the time to go deep enough into our soul to
Right.
know the difference between what we have been taught and the things of reprogramming the things that we were taught, that everything that you had everything that you have been through, it only makes a better you.
Right.
Instead of looking at things as a negative, turn those things into a positive and encourage yourself,
Okay.
influence yourself. You know what I'm saying? To allow yourself to not go to that same mindset or being that same person.
Right. So
Yeah,
what would you say to your younger self? Being the older you now, what would you say to the younger Gus?
get away,
Hmm.
like get away from me. Get away from me. Like you have no room to even be by me. Because at the same time, how I look at it is I didn't have to do the things that I did. I was doing them all out of what I thought was right
Right.
within myself.
Right.
And anytime when you allow your flesh to overcome your spirit, you're in the wrong mindset.
Right.
So we have to get to a point to where we have to let our spirit overweigh our flesh.
That's true.
And that's how we're able to walk with God
Okay.
on a day-to-day basis. So
I'm learning that. I'm learning that. Like, cause
yes, it's gonna be trials. It's gonna be trials and error, but
yeah,
you just gotta stand firm. You know what I'm saying? And God put people on your path to help you along the way.
definitely,
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? We gotta listen. We gotta listen and pay attention and know that certain people, they're not in your life to destroy you. Some people are in your life to better you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the way that we perceive things is everything. Somebody could come to you with an argument, but if you come with kindness, you have to know that we wrestle with spirits in high places,
Right.
not against flesh and blood. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, is a lot of people always say, oh, you being the devil, you being the devil. I used to say that.
Or you
I
so
used to say that.
evil. I hate when people say.
Yeah,
I hate when people
I
call me
used to
evil.
be that. I could take accountability for myself. Like I used to say that, and I used to look down on people when I felt like the devil was in people, or certain stuff like that. And I thought that's how you should treat people. Like, oh, the devil is in you now. But the thing about it is when you say that, you have to understand that you're not helping the situation,
Right.
because at that point in time you should be bringing out the favor of God that's in them, so then that could release itself.
Right.
You understand like what I'm saying?
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
It really
Because
does.
if yeah, yeah,
It really
I mean,
does.
it makes sense to me. I don't
It
know,
made
but
sense to me too. But it's just crazy because it's
yeah,
like we don't learn that kind of stuff until later on in life. Even for me, like I didn't really start tapping into me. I mean, I've always known God, but as far as me healing and wanting me to change the person that I knew that I'm not supposed to be, I didn't want to be that person. I was 43 years
yeah,
old. That was 4 years ago.
yeah.
And I'm still it's
But God,
still a constant battle every day. But I
and it's gonna
it's going to
go ahead,
be.
go ahead.
But I found myself growing. I grow each day. I'm growing. Whether nobody
Right,
else see it, I see it because
that's right.
we know how we will react to certain situations and things of that nature. So I be like, a lot of people be like, "Oh, you haven't changed," and I'm like, I'm different than what I was last week and 3 months ago. Trust me.
But that's how you should know that those people, they want you to be in
Mindset.
that same space. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And we got to get to a we have to, as people, we have to get to a place to where if nobody is speaking life into you, or helping you mentally, physically, spiritually get to the next level,
Mhm. They don't need to
they
be in
shouldn't
your
have
space.
they should not be in your atmosphere at all. So that's the difference, of you don't have to ask people um to, oh, why are you here, or why this and that. You allowed that to happen. So you can't get mad at nobody but yourself, because
Right.
at the same time you have the authority to allow things into your atmosphere.
Atmosphere. So I mean, and
Yes.
I know I said I only had but so many questions, but I mean I was on my last one. When
It's
you
okay.
just said that, what would you what kind of advice would you give the younger generation in that aspect? Because a lot of young people, a lot of people don't have what we have now and what we're doing now, to where we have people that are open enough to tell people stuff like that. Like a lot of things people have to navigate and figure out for themselves. So what kind of what could you give what could you give to them to take away from what you just said, as far as being able to see things for what they are, and know that we're in charge of our destiny. God's in charge of
That's
it, but
right.
we have to meet him halfway in everything that we do.
That's right.
So we do have to make choices, out here in life. We choose to go
That's
with the
right.
flesh, or we can choose to go, with the spirit. But a lot of us don't. We
That's right.
we don't have anybody showing us that. So what would you
True.
say to, like, the younger generations? Because I heard people, like, on your show, for instance, saying we need this. We need, somebody that's here with us, praying with us, praising, worshiping with us.
That's right.
So what do we tell the younger people in aspects to, just knowing yourself and making those wise choices, and getting closer to God now as opposed to later?
First and foremost, I want to say reprogram your mind. Everything that you have been taught, build your own lifestyle in a positive way.
Right.
Now, the things that you have been through, far as family wise, that has been bad. Family wise, school wise, friendship wise, death wise, all those things. I would say reprogram your mind. Get to know God. Get to know God. Have your own individual, personal relationship with God.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, um, you can't you it's nothing else. It's either God or it's the devil. You're either gonna
Okay.
be doing bad or you're gonna be doing good.
You believe in
So
heaven and
you
hell?
have to choose. Yes, yes, I do. I believe that we're in hell.
Me too,
I
cuz.
believe that we're I believe that we're in hell. If we don't get it right while we're in hell, how can we expect to go to heaven when we can't even manage to do the right things? God is starting from here. He's starting from here. If you can't, that's the word. Whatever you bind here on earth is bound in heaven. If you can't get it right here, where else your soul is going to be lingering. It's going to be keep being reincarnated until you get it right.
Till you get it
So
right.
just get it right the first time and be better off. You could be in heaven, worshiping, having fun,
Living
living
life
your best,
the best
the
freedom
best that you got.
possible. Best freedoms possible. Is there anything
So that's
else you want to
um
tell the world? I think it was something
um
else I wanted to ask you about, but it totally just slipped my mind. Now
well,
watching.
y'all can check me out on all social media
Yes.
platforms. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, on Instagram.
You gotta give your handle, cuz you can't just be like, check me out. You gotta tell people where to find you
Yeah,
at.
okay, well, on Facebook, holla at me at Gus Stokes. Um, on TikTok, yours truly, Gus. Um, Instagram, Gus_58. YouTube, my life, my journey, my life underscore my journey. Um, and also all three platforms I have: Stokes Car Wash, Stokes Detailing and Car Wash. Also, all three platforms. That's Real Now Podcast. Y'all will see.
Hey, that's real now.
Y'all will see the logo on there. Um,
I gotta
and
get my
it
shirts
just
done.
that's real now. I mean, just breathe.
Right. I need to
That part.
just breathe.
But
Um,
yeah, man, y'all holla at me, man. If y'all, I'm always down. Inbox me. I'm here. I'm here. If the younger ones, the older ones need to talk, you need to talk. You need to vent. All
pray.
that.
If
I'm
you need
here,
to
guys.
pray,
I'm here.
he is definitely in your corner
Pray.
for prayer.
Yes.
And
Yes. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
well,
I'm here. I ask God to use me as a vessel every day.
yes, you
And
have
it
been
be
a you
people in
have
my
been that.
inbox. It be people in my inbox. Gus this, Gus that, Gus. Let's do it. Let's
Yes,
do it. Cause if it don't happen now, is it gonna happen?
right. I
It
just
starts now.
right. I just want to take the time out to tell you that I think what you're doing is amazing. I just already envision major things happening for you and how things are coming together for you.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank
I'm here to cheer you on every step of the way. I appreciate you for coming on my platform to share and be vulnerable to share
you. Yes.
your personal story with me. This is not the
Yes.
end for us.
Yes.
We actually have partnered together with another friend of ours.
Yes.
And we are going to do a spinoff from all of our personal podcasts and come
Yes.
together for just
Yes.
us and Gus. So please
Yes.
be on the
Us
lookout
and
for that.
Gus.
Woo! That is going
Yes.
to be a
Yes. Yes.
spinoff
Yes. Yes.
for Command Your Mornings. We are going to command our evenings because Command
Yes.
Your Morning has just been so great. It's been such an
Yes.
inspiration for those that can't catch him in the morning. You will be able to catch us in the evening. So when you go to sleep,
Yes.
you go to sleep with God on your mind, and when you wake up, He gonna be on your mind. And hey, I'm just looking forward
Yes.
to doing some major things together. It's been a blessing, um, and
Yes.
I'm looking forward to this new journey. Again, I appreciate you so much for just being a part of this platform. I hope to have you back, and
Yes. We're gonna do a part two.
we're gonna do a part two. You gotta be a little bit more open in part two though, because I think you were shying away a little bit from my question. So we gonna
What?
part two. Part two. I'm gonna get a little bit more deep into it because you gave me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't really. It's all good. We got plenty of more podcasts in the podcast about. So I'm gonna let you slide on this one since this was your first interview.
Okay.
But
For sure.
for
For
everybody
sure.
that tuned in or is going to have a chance to watch this, we appreciate you.
Yes.
We
Yes.
pray that everybody have a blessed evening for the remainder of the evening.
Yes.
If you haven't tuned in already, please tune in to all his platforms on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. You can find him.
Facebook.
That's real now. Command Your Morning, and I'm ready to just see what things are going to be. I'm proud of you. Keep it going, keep it
Yes.
moving. We will be back with a part
Yes.
2.
Yes.
And for the time being, I just want everybody to inhale, exhale,
Oh.
just breathe. What you was gonna hold it
Just breathe.
in?
I
Just
was
breathe.
like, wait. I'm kind of feeling nauseous. No.
That was you holding it in. I can't hold it in that long. You gotta inhale, let it go. Cause inhale, just breathe. You gotta let it go.
That's it.
That's real
That's
now.
it.
All right,
That's
y'all.
real
We
now.
are signing out. We appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Till next
It's
time.
been real.
It's been real. Peace.
That's real now.